Hmm. Hi, everyone. Happy Saturday to you. It's day 3. So we have another 5 or 10 minutes together, a little Pathways to Presence time. And I'm thinking about grace today, and I wanted to bring grace into focus just for our daily, just a word, a concept to focus on. And it's not a word that I hear very often used outside of religious or spiritual circles. They use it in Montessori. They talk a lot about grace and courtesy. We hear about the grace of God. And interestingly, this morning I was thinking about a trip to Japan we took a couple of years ago. And while we were in Japan, we were sitting at a big table full of all the different family members and extended family. We were there for a big wedding. And we all went around the table and introduced ourselves. And in Japanese, the custom after you introduce yourself and you speak a little bit about your hobbies is to end the introductions by saying, please favor me. Please favor me. And I thought that was a beautiful way to introduce yourself, a curious way. We don't say anything like that here in the US, but please favor me. And as I was thinking about grace and reading about grace, one of the definitions that I came up with is that grace is simply, or one woman defined grace as God's unmerited favor of you, of us. And I love that. Like, we are always favorable in the eyes of Spirit, in the eyes of God. And in addition to that, I've been driving to and from this, just going to the grocery store, like 2 miles from our house. And every time on my trek to the grocery store, I pass by a church. And then on the marquee of the church, the words are written, grace is still enough. And I thought that was also interesting, a nice timely message. Not only grace, this beautiful gift that we are always enough in God's eyes, unmerited favor, but even just this concept of enough. And are scrambling in our healthcare, political systems, and they are wondering if what they are doing is enough. Is who I am enough? Am I helpful enough? Am I helping my kids enough? Am I being cautious enough? Am I doing enough? Am I being enough? And today, I just want to rest in this idea that yes, what we are doing is enough. And if we are not doing enough, then we will feel it on the inside. And sometimes it's not a grandiose gesture. It's not 100 times more. It's just one thing more. Just a slight movement of the needle can help you from feeling somewhat hopeless or helpless or like you are not enough or not doing enough. Just one small act, one small shift into positivity, into helpfulness, into something that feels a little bit more like you are receiving the gift of grace and then bestowing it upon people. Help. We all deserve love. We all deserve to be seen and recognized for who we are and what we are at our core, which is divine love. It's as simple as I can put it. So as we prepare to sit today, we're going to take a few minutes just to have some quiet. My intention is just to invoke this idea of grace. And that can come as a stream of energy, as a feeling of silence, as a warmth. However it comes to you, just try your best with the eyes of a child, with an open mind and an open heart, to open to this grace that we might not feel all the time, we certainly don't tune into all the time, but let's try together today to open to this stream of grace that is our birthright. And when we find it, when we tap into it, it's not a place we go, it's who we are. It's a deep resonance and a deep recognition of who we are at our core. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for opening our minds and opening our hearts and helping us to be the people that we cannot be all by ourselves. We are stronger together. We are stronger when we are anchored to the source of all of creation. Help us find and cultivate these pathways to presence in our day-to-day lives for ourselves and for the people we love. If it feels helpful, to straighten your posture a little bit. Breathe into your heart. Again, remember it's a 3-dimensional space inside of our being, not just the physical heart itself. And expanding on the inhale. And allowing relaxation on the exhale. And really nothing to do here but just doing our best with humility, with an open mind, with an open heart, opening to grace, opening to the gift of being enough in the eyes of God, in the eyes of love, and to help other people see that truth. Grace is still enough. And what does that mean to you? What does it mean to me? What does it mean in our daily lives? What does it mean as a parent, as a coworker? Where do we encourage? Where do we pull back and say, it's plenty, it's enough, good job? I think if we can learn to step aside, and it absolutely helps with staying positive, there are beautiful things happening. There are people on the front lines. There are people helping. Fred Rogers always says, look for the helpers in times of crisis. There are people doing amazing things, things that they feel right and just to help move the world forward in a way that feels good and aligned. Let's appreciate those people. Let's look for those people. We are becoming those people. We are those people. Grace is still enough. And I do sense it as a stream. It's nothing we're doing. It's more of just an opening and allowing. And it's going to find its way into each of us. Ultimately, we're all going to seek this and want this. It's a very high level question. And other concerns need to move aside in order to feel that, but let it stream in, let it transform you, let it carry you when you can't carry yourself. Hi, Lisa. Grace is still enough. Don't let it go out of fashion just because the world is doing its thing. As I'm breathing in, again, gratitude for the body and posture and inhale, I'm just bringing up what feels like groundedness and stability, 2 feet firmly on the earth, doing whatever I can to be helpful, to stay positive. So I'm breathing up that support. And then as I exhale, I feel a flood of light, of heaven, of grace. And again, it's when those energies commingle and when they meet, when we can really, I think, come more into alignment with being physical beings, walking on the planet, doing our work, taking care of business, but also being guided and directed, being anchored by something holier, something more permanent, by love. Right thinking, right speech, right action. It'll be unique for each of us. But I think when we hit it and when we act upon it, there is a resonance and we can feel it. And we practice by, it's just like building a muscle. We practice by sitting in this space and asking for that feeling, for that resonance, for that connection to be revealed, to be made known to us. It's an intimate feeling, but also a very global, impersonal feeling. It's like it's potency. And again, it's not a place we go, it's who we are. What a gift. And how incredible it is to be alive right now. May we be okay in the face of challenge. May we be poised in chaos. We have each other, we have God, we have grace, and we're all just doing the best we can. It is a beautiful thing to hold that with certainty. May we remember to ask for help when we need it and open to help when it comes. Thank you. So enjoy your day. Have a beautiful weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Who knows what the theme will be, but thank you as always for your time.